We got Common Sense Dispatch back today with another video, and you know what? We got something pretty juicy for you guys. I love Lauren Gunter. I think he's amazing. Actually, I don't know why I'm not subscribed. Yeah, this is still a new channel. Anyways, something juicy for you guys today. You gotta hear some of this.
Last weekend, at the Liberal Party of Canada's main convention in Montreal,
Oh,
a
Montreal.
man named
That's where I live. Absolute toxic.
Patrick Pichette, who's the former chief financial officer of Google Canada,
Oh God.
suggested that Canadians who want to move to the United States with all their skills and talents should have to pay a tax of up to $500,000 for the privilege to move out of the country. Start with the Charter. Section 6 of the Charter says that any citizen of Canada has the right to enter, remain in, or leave Canada.
So, can you just imagine? The government has put restriction on religion. They've put restriction on freedom of speech, what you can say on the internet and in public. And if they deem it offensive or hate speech, they can take it down or have you arrested. Now, again, who decides what hate speech is? Honestly, the government does. But at this point, it's not really hate speech. They could just use it as a weapon and say, well, you can't. Essentially, anyone that's opposition, they could take down because they will say that it's hate speech, or they'll find a way to describe it as hate speech or some form of loophole. Like, oh, you can't say that because that goes against government. Like, if I just said Mark Carney's a piece of shit prime minister and all he's doing is ruining the country and draining our money and just he's just a fucking communist ally. He's China's little guinea pig. If I said that out loud, which I just did, they can watch my video, which I'm a small channel, they probably won't, but if they did, they can say that they can deem that as offensive or as hate speech towards the government. Like, oh, well, that's terrible. You can't say things like that. That's treason. But they can. No, but they haven't. I haven't seen them do too much of that yet. But they can establish that. They can legally do that. They have that power to do that. So that's a bit scary. I mean, Jasmine Lane's one of my favorite YouTubers, one of my favorite political commentators. She's conservative, just like me, and I absolutely love her. And they oppress her all the time. They bully her all the time, and they try to put as many restrictions on her as all the time because she's a bigger influence, right? You know, she's friends with Pierre Poilievre as well. So at what point do you not just say, okay, they're restricting what they want, they're controlling what you can do, what you can say, where you can go? At what point do you not just say they're trying to push for communism? So you're telling me Mark Carney, who has a bunch of Chinese ministers now, he's got investments in China, he's got bank investments, he's got real estate in China. The Chinese people could come to Canada anytime they want without a visa. They established that like a while ago. That bill where Chinese people can now come here without a visa, which it's not exactly it's not the end of the world, but it just shows me that he has such camaraderie with that country. And there's nothing wrong with having friends in different countries, but it's clear that Mark Carney is a huge lapdog of China. Like this guy is pro communism. He's like I just said, he's controlling what you can say, what you can do, and where you can go, and like 500K when the average Canadian makes like 70K. I can't don't quote me on that, but yeah, just keep that in mind.
So Pichet's idea right from the start is a violation of the Charter.
Yeah.
But the thing that bothers me most about this is the idea that you cannot take your skills wherever you want. You're not free to move around as you would like. This is the sort of thing that developing countries and third world countries do when they put restrictions on how much currency you can take out of their economy. They don't have a lot of currency coming in. They're not generating an awful lot of economic growth. And so therefore the government then puts limits on how much currency you can take out of the country. We had friends one time who moved from the Bahamas.
Oh, yeah.
Bahamas had very restrictive currency policy, and they had to take years, a little bit at a time, to get their money out.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. It's a sign that a country doesn't have any faith in its ability to generate opportunities for its people.
So that's a very key point he's making. they want to put that restriction on people from leaving the country because the government has no faith in the country itself making money, like the citizens making money. Which is funny because Mark Carney said he's going to do all these things. He's going to change the country. He's going to lower taxes. Everyone's going to be able to afford homes. Minimum wage is going to go up a lot more. And it's like, I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, if you're so confident, if the liberal government is so confident in succeeding economically, why all these restrictions? Why do you care if this if Mr. Joe over here goes to open up like a McDonald's in like the United States? Like why would that bother you? Is it because you're not confident? Oh, I apologize. My Elgato key light almost fell down. My Elgato key light almost fell down. Oh my god. That was scary. Whew. Um oh my god. Okay. Is it because like are they not confident in the country? Could it be that the conservative government's telling the truth and the liberals are a bunch of phonies? Could it be that they're just trying to extract as much money as possible so that they can leave? Watch, I'm telling you right now, at some point you're going to see like the entire liberal government, they're going to move out of the country and they're going to move to like Europe. Like watch like the next 10 years, the country is going to be in so much debt and then every liberal minister is going to be gone. But I'll even bet money on that. Maybe not everyone, maybe like 80% of them.
This is the same with Pichette's argument that you should pay a $500,000 tax to leave the country. Now, I'm not sure how you would have to pay that tax because you don't have to register with the government that you're leaving Canada. There is.
That's true. Like, how would they? I guess they would have to establish a new contract again, but that's like so messed up that you now have to ask permission to leave the country. Is that like this is like North Korea? Like actually, North Korea is much worse because they'll shoot you if you try to defect. But it's like they don't want you to leave the country, so they're not gonna try to kill you for leaving the country. They're just gonna put you in a financial hole and ruin your fucking life. It's not as bad, guys.
There's no form to fill out. There is no 800 line to call to say, "Hey, I'm leaving."
Yeah. Just you watch.
But what this is a sign of is that Canada is no longer productive enough nor competitive enough to keep its best people in the country with the Americans next door. And this is happening even after Trump's tariffs and trade war.
Yeah, when Doug Ford poured the American the rum that was imported from the US. We hate the US, we hate Orange Man. Boo alcohol from the US. Like this guy's a fucking closeted liberal. This guy says he's a conservative. He's absolute disgusting fucking pig.
Why is that? Well, first of all,
I remember that too. That was funny, dude.
Last year, the Bank of Canada said that Canada's per capita income was worse than the lowest state in the United States. Our per capita income.
Yeah, I said 70K. I think the average Canadian makes 70K. That's what I think it was.
Is about $54,000.
Average. Huh, well, I don't know. I'm getting a different number here, but it's definitely not 70K. I was wrong. Yo, shout out to my I'm not even gonna block this out. It's really funny. Wild turkey. I saw a wild turkey outside my house. I'm not gonna lie. Where I live, I didn't even know that there was turkeys, and I saw a turkey. Anyways, that's off topic.
In Alabama, it's not quite $70,000, and overall in the United States, it's about $76,000.
So, the lowest, the state with the lowest income is higher than the entire country of Canada's income. Like the average Canadian doesn't make more than the average American living in the state with the lowest income. Just think about that.
American per capita income is 40% higher than ours, and their tax rates are lower, which
Yeah.
means you get to keep a lot more
Yes.
of the money. You make a lot more money, and you get to keep a lot more of it. So what should Canada do? Well, our taxes are too high. Our
Yeah.
taxes are too high because our government is too big.
Especially Quebec.
Our government is too big, which means that the government has to borrow money in order to pay for all that government.
I didn't know that the government had to wait. I didn't know that. See, I'm still learning. I'm on a know-it-all. I'm still educating myself with the becoming a political commentator. I didn't know that the government had to borrow money to pay the government. What the frick is this country?
And it's showing no
So
sign,
trash.
even under Mark Carney, who's been the head of two central banks and should know much better. Is showing no sign
Net zero, guys. Net zero.
of trying to rein in the expense of government, to reduce the amount that the government borrows. So it has to keep taxes high. We have too much regulation in this country. We
Yeah.
have too many obstacles in the way of development.
Especially doctors.
Provincial obstacles.
I could talk about that
First
next video.
Nations obstacles. We are becoming an unserious country for investors.
Yeah.
Investment doesn't come in. Under the Trudeau government, this country lost about $500 billion of investment because there were too many obstacles in the way. Of course, people are going to move out of the country. There's not enough money coming in to invest in industry,
Yeah.
to provide opportunities for skilled people.
Economic failure. Yeah.
But the other thing about Pichet's argument that bothers me is this notion that we owe more to the country than the country owes to us.
That's crazy. That's true.
And it's not like we owe to the country owes to us, but it's this idea that you were trained here, you grew up here, therefore you have an obligation to stay here if we tell you to. It is so anti-charter and so anti-economic. I can't believe a person who was a senior executive at a tech company made that argument. For Post Media, I'm Lorne Gunter.
Thank you, Mr. Gunter. Yeah, the Canadian government, or the liberal Canadian government's a piece of shit. Like, honestly, I like seriously, at what point do you not just say that they're pro-communism? Like, it's not like it's a conspiracy. You're just pro Pierre Polyev. You're a conservative guinea pig. Guys, the Conservative Party doesn't want to take women's rights away, and they don't hate gay people. There's two gay people that are in the... I don't even know why I even have to... It's just... First of all, identity politics is so annoying. I shouldn't even... Even if there wasn't any gay people or any women in the Conservative Party, who gives a... Like, who cares? I don't care who's in the... I just want the best people to run the country. I don't care what's between their legs, and I don't care what they like to put in their mouth. That aside... You're going to call the Conservative Party a bunch of authoritarians when you're seeing and hearing shit like this? The Liberal government wants to tell you what to say, where to go, and what you can do? Are you like and putting a restriction on religion too? Like, what is, at what point, like, what is going through your head? Don't even get me started with Pierre Polyev going to the UFC Winnipeg because he's a fan of the UFC, and then everybody who's a liberal, like, fucking, like, absolute inbred is saying Trump, 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 Trump. What is wrong with you guys? What is wrong with you guys? Why can't he just go to a... Like, I'm done. Like, honestly, liberal... I'm so done with liberals. I'm so done with liberals being in power in this country. It's driving me crazy. We need common sense government in this country. Let's get this disgusting Chinese... by the way, I should rephrase. If that gets clipped out of context, I'm in trouble. I don't care about Chinese people. I like Chinese people. I'm just saying he's a Chinese communist guinea pig, Mark Carney. That's what I was trying to say. I should have just finished what I was going to say. Nothing against Chinese people. I have Chinese friends. I know some Chinese people. I like them. I'm talking about specifically communists in China. Mark Carney's just sucking them off. He just is. He's a complete lapdog of China. He's got a bunch of I had it up before. He has a bunch of Chinese ministers now literally imported from China. Yes, you can like he essentially imported them. Like, vote for common sense.